Hey everyone, it's me, Kime83. Today I'm here to show you our Hina doll display, which we have had in the house for a couple weeks now, and we will be keeping up through Hina Matsuri. So Hina Matsuri is March 3rd in Japan. It's also known as Girls' Day or the Peach Festival. We have it up here for the first time because my daughter Lena is a quarter Japanese. So I wanted to bring her culture, that part of her culture, into the traditions that we traditionally do. And I thought the Girls' Day or Hina Matsuri was like the perfect way to incorporate some of the Japanese culture because I want her to also appreciate that. So this is the set that we have. It was actually gifted to us by my mom's coworker, also my friend, who is a similar background, and she had displayed this growing up. And then she gifted it to Lena, which I thought was super sweet. So, a little bit about the day, then I'm going to talk a little bit about how these guys are made because it's so cool when you look at like the craftsmanship behind Hina dolls. Hina Matsuri is basically a festival and a holiday where you wish health and happiness to young girls. Another reason why I thought it was perfect to start doing yearly with Lena. So it's actually been celebrated for over 1,000 years and has origins in China and Japan as well. So it was started back in the Han period, and I may mispronounce some of this stuff, just as an FYI, I'm sorry, I'm trying to do my best. So it was started back in the Han period, and the tradition back then was that they would make simple paper dolls called hitogata. And those hitogata at the end of the festival would be set off in a boat to float downriver in hopes that they would carry away threats of sickness or bad fortune for the girls. So eventually, in the Endo period, which was like 1603 to 1868, more people began displaying dolls in their home and keeping them and just setting them out every year, as opposed to floating them down a river. It also meant the same thing though, so you were still wishing health and happiness to the young girl, you just weren't sending them down the river. Traditionally, Hina Matsuri sets have 5 to 7 tiers, some have a way more. If you look this up on the internet, there's some amazing Hina doll displays in Japan. I would love to see them one day. So traditionally it's 5 to 7 tiers. We, of course, do not have that many. The sets that you'll see in homes, according to the internet, do tend to be smaller, and obviously we don't have room to display 5 tiers, so this is perfect for the space we have. Like, as you'll see here, we have the Emperor. Lena! Hi! Generally, as you will see here, we have the Emperor and we have the Empress, the royal family, which also are supposed to inspire hope and prosperity. You may hear Lena off in the corner. Hello, Director Lena. So below the Emperor and Empress, traditionally you would see ladies in waiting, court musicians, court ministers and bodyguards, and then palace guards. And you'll also see like cherry blossoms or peach blossoms. You'll see different things like this, like we have the tea sets, which are supposed to be like gifts to the royal family. You'll see this hishimochi. I think this is supposed to be the hishimochi, which is a traditional thing you would eat during Hina Matsuri. And you'll see, obviously, put on the red tablecloth, and then you have these like fancy like curtains, I guess, which you could put behind these guys. And you'll also have in most sets these lamps, which I think are so cool because they have the different colors in this particular set. So at night you'll see the blue and the red and the green. It's all the colors that basically I said were reminiscent or representative of Hina Matsuri. This particular set, we have the Emperor, the Empress, and I think we just have like members of the court. So we have these guys here who are just really cool looking. I love these little, I kept calling them like dumpling people, egg people. They're just so fun. I love the shape of them. They're just so cute. And then we have these guys over here. This one's fun because she has a completely different expression than these guys, which I think is unique. I don't think they're supposed to be specifically like the court musicians or anything. I think they're just members of the court. But really, I think it adds to this whole display. It's just really cool. And I could see why people look forward to setting this up year after year in their homes. I am no expert on how they make Hina dolls. I'd highly recommend going into YouTube and typing in like how to make Hina doll, because you will get some really interesting results where it shows these like master craftsmen making these dolls by hand that will then be going into someone's homes. So I highly recommend looking for the videos on how they're made because it's so cool, and I can never do it justice explaining it. So traditionally, these are the big points. So we have kind of like this pyramid-shaped body for a lot of these guys. You'll see the head, and then it does kind of go into a pyramid. There's multi-layered textiles. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 different textiles. And this is like 3 layers of the same textile used to create the body. Because it's interesting, because these guys don't have like a body under here. It's not like it's molded to look like a person and then they just put fabric over it. They have a head and they have arms, but the rest of that is just like stuffed until it looks like a body, and then layered with the textiles to make the clothing, as far as I understand, which I think is really cool. So they're stuffed with straw. I'm sure cotton is something that they use to wood blocks. Certain people will make it certain ways. So the body is made of 2 different things. As I said, the inside, like the tummy area, is mostly just stuffing, but the arms are carved wood that is then molded, and so many different, like these 2 have just really great molded arms. I just can't imagine how you mold wood. But then the heads are made of a composition of like sawdust and glue that is then painted over with gofun, which is why they get this coloring. And that is a mixture of what the internet said. Some people said it was like oyster shell powder. Some people just called it white powder shell. And that is mixed with water, and then you get this, and potentially other things. But then you get this nice little face here. And then of course all the other features are hand painted, so the brows are hand painted, the lips, all the other features you might see on these dolls are all hand painted after that. Also the eyes, which were covered by the gofun, are carved back out of the doll, which I think is the coolest thing, because you put the eyes in first on the composition head, you cover the whole head, and then you carve out the eyes again, which I thought was very cool. Sometimes they have a human hair wig, other times it's silk hair, and of course they're all handcrafted. There are masters of this craft, and I think a lot of importance is put on how these are made. And of course they are handmade. They are master craftsmen who are making these dolls. I don't know, like everyone I saw on the internet was handmade, handcrafted. Not like handmade, handcrafted in the sense where like certain parts are done by machines. These were literally all handcrafted. So that is it for this video. As I said, I'm no expert. Definitely Google Hina Matsuri or Hina dolls if you're at all interested in getting more details. I hope I got everything right. I think I did. I tried to keep it relatively vague. But it's just really cool, and I was so honored that my friend gifted this to Lena, because it's the perfect way to bring in that Japanese culture for her, because I wanted to honor it in some sort of way, and I think this is a great way to honor it. So, do you display Hina dolls during Hina Matsuri in your home? Is it something that you did as a kid? What do you think of these guys? Let me know in the comment area, and I will talk to you soon. Bye!